here instead of Ksenia-san, the Ukrainian student.
Okay.
Who is running late, and Ishii Sensei, the member of parliament, is also running late.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Foreign Correspondents Club of Japan. My name is Fred Varco, a member of the Professional Activities Committee. Before we start, can I ask everybody to turn off their phones or turn it to stun mode? Thank you. We're going to have, I think, up to 5 speakers today, which may sound confusing, but it makes sense. Our 2 main guests are the great Sasuke and Tanaka-san, Masato Tanaka, who will be fighting for a championship in Chiba in aid of Ukraine refugees. Later, we hope to have a Ukrainian refugee connected to this to give her his or her thoughts on the matter, plus a representative from the Japan Diet. To start off with, we have Hideo Arai, who is one of the promoters of this championship in Chiba. So Arai-san, if you could just say a few words, please. Thank you.
アルファジャパンプロモーションのプロモーターの新井でございます。よろしくお願いします。本日お忙しい中、たくさんの方集まっていただきまして本当にありがとうございます。今大会入場の無料イベントでございます。一人でも多くの皆様にご来場いただけできればと思っています。この行われる多古町、1万4000人の小さい町ですが、千葉県香取郡にある多古町です。この小さい町から日本、世界へと声が届けば本当に嬉しいと思います。
一旦よろしいですか。
はい、ごめんなさい。
Just to interpret what he's just said, I am Hideo Arai from Alpha Japan Promotion. Thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedule to gather here. As the organizer of the Tako Matsuri Festival 2022, I want to take this opportunity to say a few words. We want to make this a day for Ukraine's humanitarian support and Tako Town charity wrestling. So the admission will be free to the public because we want more people to enjoy the sport and to support Ukraine.
日本での戦争報道の減少とともに日本からウクライナの支援金も大幅に減っているのが現状でございます。このことが私は残念でなりません。ウクライナでは薬品も食料も足りていません。人々の危篤的な状況はいまだに続いています。日本に避難されている方の支援ももちろん必要と思います。
And as this war drags on, it is true that even the donations are beginning to wane and people's interests are being diverted elsewhere. And we really want this event to be able to bring the focus back to what these people are still continue to suffer. Tako Town is a very small town located in Chiba with a small population, but we really hope that we can bring all the energies that support the people there.
当日は多古町にあります早稲田高等学校の生徒の皆さんも募金の手伝いに来ていただきます。皆さんからお寄せいただける善をウクライナの方々に届けばいいと考えています。
Okay, on the day we will have students from Waseda Koto School to support this effort, and we would really like all of you to be a part of that.
最後になりますが、日本のことわざに情けは人のためにならずということわざがあります。意味は人に親切をすれば相手のためでなく自分に、良いことが戻ってくるという言葉でございます。そういう意味を込めまして、この気持ちを大会に、成功させればといいと思っています。本日はどうもありがとうございました。
And lastly, I would like to share with you a famous Japanese quote, which says that kindness actually brings back happiness to the giver of such kindness. And we think that this will be a great example of that.
Thank you, Arai-san. Also on stage now we have Mitsuko Ishii, a member of the Diet. And Arai-san, have you finished your speech? Did you want to make anything from the Takomachi Mayor?
Thank you very much. My name is Mitsuko Ishii. I'm a member of the House of Councilors.
Just wait a second. Okay. Okay, so Ishii-san,
英語でいいですか？
英語です。
英語です。
Ishii-san, 英語か日本語に。
If it's better to speak in English, I will do it.
Okay.
My name is Mitsuko Ishii. I'm re-elected recently, July the 10th. I'm a member of the House of Councilors. I would like to express my grateful thankfulness for gathering for us. I would like to introduce the Sasuke, the professional pro wrestler. He's going to make a short address to all of you, and I'll be translated into English for him. So I will take time for the table for the Sasuke-san is not the real name, not the name of the ring that he's doing a professional wrestling. He uses the name of Sasuke, but he is going to introduce himself, I believe. Please do. Sasuke-san, どうぞ。
はい。改めまして、皆さん、ザ・グレート・サスケでございます。本日は。はい。
お名前言わない。
はい。皆さんこんばんは。ピーター・バラカンです。これをですねやってみたかったんですね。石井光子先生の隣で CBS ドキュメントの時間です。これ絶対やってみたかったですね。それはMasatoと起きましてですね。はい。本日は、オンラインそしてオフライン、ともども、多数ご視聴いただきましてご参加いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。石井光子先生よりご指摘ありました通り、一応本名非公開ということに、なっておりますので、ザ・グレート・サスケと申します。ただウィキペディアには本名上がってますので検索しないでください。はい、ということで石井光子先生が通訳英訳をしてくださるという、大船に乗った気持ちで、まずは今回のタコ祭り2022のがですね、なぜウクライナ人道支援なのかという部分もつきまして私から一言ご挨拶申し上げたいと思います。
Please look forward to the PC or any network service that Sasuke is a hero name. His real name is on that service, so he is not going to address here his real name. Sasuke-san, great Sasuke. Okay, he is going to make a short speech about the taco festival, which is called in English Taco Matsuri. In Taco Matsuri in 2022, which means this year.
はい、実は今年の3月だったと思うんですけども、私の出身地でもあり、居住地でもあり、そして私が所属するみちのくプロレスの本拠地でもある岩手県の達増拓也知事がですね、ロシア侵攻に伴うウクライナからの避難民受け入れということを表明しました。
Actually, it's in March of this year, the government of Iwate Prefecture, where I am from, where I live, and where I belong, Michinoku is the name of Tohoku area. Michinoku Pro Wrestling announced that it would be accept refugees from Ukraine following the Russian invasion.
はい、私自身が国際結婚しているものですから、常日頃、島国である日本の外国人の方々に対する接し方というものに人一倍注意を払ってきましたし、また昨今ですと牛久の東日本入国管理センターでですね、難民申請者等の外国人に起きていることに関心を持ち続けていたりもしていました。そんな私にとって今回の岩手県知事の 避難民受け入れ表明というのは、非常に注目に値する事態であり、21世紀の今も国家間で殺戮が行われている戦争というものがあるんだという現実、これをまさに目の前に突きつけられている事態だと思っております。
As I'm an international married person, I have always been more careful about how to treat foreigners in Japan. An island nation, I was always interested in doing things such as Ushiku City in Ibaraki, and also Iwate Prefecture's governor announced for me. The announcement was like this, announcement by the government of Iwate Prefecture to accept refugees is something that draws my attention. In broad daylight, we couldn't stop a suspicious person who was ready to take out a gun from the front, but who was incumbent, the member of the Diet, and after even 77 years after the end of the war, the Japanese are reminded that war is not fire on the other side of the river.
はい、例えばですね、先日起きました、まさに白昼堂々、真正面から銃器を取り出して、構えて、そんな不審者を取り押さえることすらできず、現職国会議員であり、また歴代最長期間を務めた元首相の命を守ることができなかったほど、たるみ切って平和ボケしてしまった我々日本人にとって、この戦後77年も経った今も、戦争というものは決して対岸の火事ではないということを思い知らされている次第でございます。
Well, speaking in details, as I said before, in a broad daylight, we couldn't stop the suspicious person who was ready to take out a gun from the front, and we were so shocked. And the things that in this peaceful Japan and perfect controlling of a policeman, we couldn't protect the life of the former Prime Minister Abe, who was a member of the Diet and served the longest term in the history. And even I said, 77 years after the end of the war, the Japanese are reminded that war is not fire on the other side of the river, but we are not very paying attention of protecting our peace and land and people's life.
私が住む岩手県盛岡市にも、先頃一組の母と子がキーウから逃れてきて、7月より新たな生活を始めています。まさに戦争というものを身近に実感しております。夫は戦地へ行き、妻と子は国外へ逃げなければならないという、まるで昔話か何かで聞いてきたような、こんな悲しい出来事が今もなお現在進行形で起こっているという信じられない実態をテレビのドキュメンタリー番組などで見るたびに、ウクライナの皆様の心境を察すると胸が張り裂けそうな思いに駆られます。
In Morioka City, Iwate Prefecture, where I live, a mother and a child escaped from the Kiev and started a new life in July. I really feel what war is like. Like as I said, it has been 70 more years, but it is too close to our life, daily living. Her husband, and other husbands, go to war, and wives and children have to flee the country, and watching documentary programs on TV shows, and it's unbelievable, realistic scenery, and how sad things like those who were hurt in the old time, and something, I feel something like I'm reading like old tales, and still happening today is unbelievable. Every time I think about the status and of mind, Ukrainian people, I feel like my heart is break.
もし私が道のくプロレスの社長だったら、ウクライナ支援の募金などに微力ながら協力するのでありますが、現在一兵卒に過ぎない私はまさに手も足も出ない状況です。それでもプロレスラーは何をすべきかということを考えた場合、リングに立ち続けて戦うこと、それ以外にないと思っております。東日本大震災だったり、あらゆる自然災害だったり、そういったことの復興支援、慰問試合だったり、あるいは全国巡業を回るたびに募金を集めさせていただいたりということをやってきたのもプロレスです。そして、このコロナ禍において、真っ先にプロスポーツの分野の中で真っ先に再開を始めたのもプロレスです。プロレスというのは、プロレスはまさに人々を元気にする魔法のような力を持っていると思っております。
He's making a new statement, so I'm trying to keep up with him.
Ishii-san, we do have an interpreter at the end of the table here.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
but I promised to him, so please bear with me, please. If I were the president of Michinoku Pro Wrestling, I would do my best to help raise money to support Ukraine. But as a member of just a fighter, or I would say the mere soldier, I can't do anything else. Still, the role of a professional wrestler is to keep standing in the ring and fighting, nothing else. Professional wrestling has been the first to resume the world of professional sport during the recent virus 19 crisis, as well as when a major national disaster around Michinoku support, Daishinsai support, big earthquake support. Professional wrestling has magic power to lift people up.
そのプロレスでウクライナの人たちを励ますことができないだろうかと、私は所属事務所のアルファジャパンプロモーションの会長であり、またエンタメチャリティーイベントの巨匠でもある新井会長、もういなくなっちゃった新井会長に、申し出ました。新井会長は昨年千葉県多古町で地域おこしといじめ撲滅運動の無料チャリティーイベントを開催させて大成功させておりまして、今年も同じく多古町で同様のイベントを開催予定でした。私自身、千葉県多古町の風土が東北、私の地元東北に似ているということで大好きですし、また多古町にある船越ワイナリーで醸造されております多古ワイン、こちらの原料が岩手県産の山ぶどうを使っているということからも多古町に運命的なつながりを感じております。今年の無料チャリティーイベント多古祭り2022の目的の大きな柱としてウクライナ支援を新井会長は設定し、本日の記者会見に至った次第でございます。
I sometimes think, isn't it possible to encourage Ukrainian people through the professional wrestling? Last year, Chairman Arai, which was sitting right next to me, Chairman Arai held a successful free charity event to revitalize the community and fight looting in Tako town in Chiba Prefecture. Tako is the name of the city. And it was planning to hold a similar event in the same town this year, 2022. I myself love the climate of Tako city, Tako town of Chiba Prefecture because it resembles the climate of my hometown, Tohoku region. And I like the Tako winery, which used a private fruit, grapefruit, and mountain grapefruit. 山ぶどうって mountain grapefruit でいいんですか？
と思います。
Taco wine. I like that taco wine very much. I feel very happy to live in helping the taco festival. Chairman Arai has set up another support for the Ukrainian people as a major pillar of the support of this year. Free charity event, Taco Matsuri, which is Taco Festival in 2022, which is going to be held in 2022, and which led to today's press conference. I'm very gratitude to having a conference today.
石井先生、通訳ありがとうございました。私からは以上でございます。
Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you very much. Next, Tanaka-san, would you like to say a few words?
はい。プロレスリング01、田中正人です。多古町で、ここにあるベルトをかけてやるのは初めてですし、もしかしたら多古町でプロレスのタイトルマッチをやるのは初かもしれません。その対戦相手としてこのサスケさんとやれるということは僕はすごく光栄に思っております。今回ウクライナ支援の募金活動も集ってますので、そこで試合を見てもらうのは観戦は無料となってますんで、メインサスケさんとの試合を見た後に、すごかった、面白かった、多古町の人が笑顔で帰っていただけるよう、そしてまた募金にも、ご協力していただけるよう、ここでお願い申し上げます。当日、サスケさんと素晴らしい試合をしたいと思いますので、よろしくお願いします。
Okay,
Mary?
quick interpreting here. So to be able to defend my title at Takomachi, and it's probably first defense there with the belt, is such an honor. And to be fighting against the great Sasuke is a double honor for me to be going there. And to think that we should also be able to raise funds for Ukraine. We want to give our best show possible to the public. And if the people of Takomachi and the fans who come to Takomachi can enjoy this and help us raise funds, I think that will be a fabulous occasion for all of us. Thank you very much.
Okay, we've been joined on the top table by Ksenia Kolesnikova. I hope that's right. Ksenia, do you want to say a few words? Please.
Hello. My name is Ksenia. It is an honor to be invited today. I am from Ukraine and arrived in Japan 3 months ago. It is incredibly valuable that you are holding this event in support of Ukraine, since any funded amount allows the Ukrainian people to continue to maintain a strong spirit. Ukrainian heroes give all the best to keep Ukraine's freedom. In Japan, wrestling is one of the most popular sports. It has existed in Japan for many years. It is a sport which enjoys a long and proud tradition in Japanese history. It is an honor to attend a wrestling match this Saturday. I'm excited to watch it for the first time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll go next to questions and answers. Arai-san, who was up here, is now over there, but he's willing to take questions. And Jin Koso, who is the promoter for the championship match, I think, is also here. So he can take questions maybe after, if you want to. But if you have questions for our speakers.
今の彼女の は英語だけだったんですけど、皆さんちょっと日本語で。
いつも英語だけで。
英語だけですか。大丈夫ですか。
So if you have questions, please come up to the microphone and state your name and affiliation, and keep your questions short, please. I believe, Ishii-san, you have to leave at 2:50, is that right? Ishii-san, you have to leave at 2:50?
2:50?
I was told. Okay.
Yes, I don't see my secretary here.
Okay, if the secretary is not here, then she can stay. Okay, so if you have any questions, please raise your hand and come up to the microphone. Anybody got a question? Jim?
Jim Armstrong, freelance. Thank you for coming today. It's an honor to have you here. Could you give me some of the details about the event? Earlier they said admission will be free, so I'm kind of confused as to how funds will be raised. And how many people do you anticipate will attend the event? Thank you.
はい、じゃあこちらの質問につきましては新井会長がお答えになった方がいいのかな。どうしたですね、なんだろう、お客様の数、見込みの人数と、あと募金がどのぐらい目標か、ごめんなさい、募金をどこに寄付するのかというこの2点、大きく2点だそうです。
無料だということなんでね。どうやって募金集めて、どうして、どのくらいの参加者で。
多古町自体が1万4000人という、少ない、人口ですが、700人、入ってくれればいいかなと思っています。で募金も、少額ですが、20万円、集まっていただければ、高校生がみんな募金を手伝っていただきますので、少なくても成果は上がるかなと思っています。
でそれがどこに寄付されるかという。
これはウクライナ大使館に寄付します。
大使館。
Okay, Mary, can you interpret that, please?
Okay, Takomachi is a very small town, population 14,000 ですか? 14,000. And the hall that they have rented for the championship match is a seating capacity of 700. It is going to be free for the public, so they are hoping to raise funds from donations of people who come. A lot of them will be students. We're not asking them to give much at all, but even a little bit, we think at least a couple 100,000 yen from the people who come to the hall. And there will be other means of raising funds.
Okay.
200,000 yen, 200,000 yen that we're expecting to raise a fund, and that will be presented to embassy,
Ukraine.
embassy of
Sorry, Ukraine
embassy.
embassy.
Ukraine embassy.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Could you give more details about the actual event? We know there's going to be a championship match. Are there going to be other forms of entertainment or other matches on the same bill?
他にも全部で何試合で5、6試合ぐらいでしたっけ？じゃあコース社長がぜひその
9試合。
全部で9試合行います。
あとプロレス以外にもなんかいろいろあるんですね。
プロレス以外にも、歌、踊り、そして、お笑いというで、早い時間から、もし雨でなければ、キッチンカーを7、8台用意しまして、キッチンカー、はい、外で皆さん楽しめればということで、タコ祭りというトップの名前にしています。
早い時間って何時ですか
？10時にキッチンカーが入ります。で11時から路上ライブが行われます。でプロレスの試合は、15時スタートになります。
Mary?
Okay. Yes, there will be actually 9 matches altogether on the day, but there is other entertainment, including song, dance, and comedy. And if the weather is good, they will have outdoor food vans providing a variety of foods for all the attendees and an outdoor live concert. ごめんなさい、ライブは何時からですか？11時です、ね。11時。路上ライブは11時です。 Okay, from 11 outdoors, and then the wrestling matches themselves will start at 15 o'clock.
Okay. And can you tell me, will it be broadcast on TV or on the internet?
テレビやインターネットの放送はあります？
それは、中継はないと思いますが、今日、サムライ TV が来てますんで、全体のプロレスだけは、流れると思います。
There is no live broadcast scheduled, but because Samurai TV is here and they will be at the championship, we will probably have some opportunity to broadcast the championship.
Okay, any more questions from the floor? Okay, I have, okay, please. At the back, please come up to the microphone.
Can we take questions in Japanese or no?
Yes, we can take questions in Japanese.
Okay. 日本語でもあとご質問あれば通訳いたします。
This is a bit too high, but I'm here to explain the reason why Ksenia is here, because she is from Ukraine and she has a guarantor who lives in Yokohama, and it's a temple. And Ksenia's guarantor and Arai-san are very close friends. That's the reason why she is here. Just I came here I was dispatched to be here to explain the connection between Arai-san and Ksenia. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any questions from the floor? Okay, I have a question for Ishii-san. A very simple question. Is Japan doing enough to help Ukraine?
Here?
Is Japan
to
doing
Japan?
enough?
Yes, yes, we did. We did in the past, and from the diet start from October the 1st, we will discuss.
Okay, what do you think Japan should do that it's not doing now?
The donation for about 1億円っていうのはいくらになりますか？
100 million yen.
1億ドルです。ごめんなさい。
1億ドル。
ドル。
Okay.
100,000
Million
dollars.
1億ドル。Yeah.
はい、1億ドル。100,000 million dollars. We already gave to the Ukraine government.
Okay.
はい、はい。1億ドルです。
Wow, $100 million.
$100 million.
$100 million.
Dollars. Yes.
Wow.
Okay. Any questions from the floor?
もし日本語、
Okay, please.
Hi, Edo Devon, Japan Forward. I'm wondering for Great Sasuke-san, what is the story behind your nickname? What does it mean to you? Is it a special, like, kind of a glorious, a special title? Did someone give it to you at a very special time in your life? I'm curious about all these things. What does it mean? And are there other special nicknames among Japanese wrestlers that you think are sort of at that same level of famous nicknames?
ちょっと難しいですね。すみません、先生。
サスケさんのお名前ですね、
はいはい、
誰からもらったとか、どんな由来があるとか、それからもう一つ、その日本のプロレスラーで、サスケさんみたいにグレートサスケとかですね、なんかそういう名前がある人いますか、どういう経緯でこういう名前をもらうんですかということで、ジャパンフォワードの方です。
はい。ですね、私のこのザ・グレート・サスケという名前はですね、私は実はデビュー当時は素顔でやってたんですね。でそうですね、デビューして2年経った頃にメキシコへ修行に行きなさいと当時私が所属しておりましたプロレスチームのその社長に命令されまして、でその時に初めてこのマスクをつけまして、で名前もそこでじゃあ変えましょうと。でその名前をザ・グレート・サスケと考えてくださったのがその当時の、社長さんでした。名前はミスター・シンマという方で、 新馬ですね、はい、ミスター新馬という社長さんが、ザ・グレート・サスケと命名してくれました。でそれはまずサスケっていうのは漫画の有名なキャラクター、日本の漫画の、はい、有名なキャラクターなんですね。でもう一つこのザ・グレートっていうのは日本のプロレスの中ではすごくポピュラーなこう枕言葉で、例えば他にもザ・グレート歌舞伎さんですとか、はい、ザ・グレート、グレート・ムタさんとかという感じで、伝統的なそうですね、名前になってますね。はい。あ、そうでしたね。はい。石井先生のご指摘の通りで、そうです。サスケというのはその忍者の名前でもあると。まさに、日本から来た忍者だというような感じでメキシコで、修行をしてきました。でそのまま日本に帰ってきて、で現在に至るということであります。はい。
Mary?
Okay, yes. At his debut period, he was not masked, but 2 years later he went on a training stay in Mexico, and for the first time, that was when he started to wear a mask. And the former president of his promotion company, Mr. Shinma, was the one who gave him the name Great Sasuke. It's probably taken from a manga famous character. And the Great is a favorite a title that a lot of professional wrestlers in Japan attach to their names. And so we've had the Great Mudan, we've had the Great Kabuki. A lot of it is attached to traditional names well known to the Japanese and then introduced by the Great.
Sasuke is one of the characters' name of a Japanese ninja.
Oh,
So the great ninja coming from Japan. That means the great Sasuke. Actually, that means great ninja. Sasuke is coming from Japan.
Tanaka-san, do you have a nickname?
No.
The Great Tanaka?
He has name. Tanaka Masato. He has name.
Okay. Down to earth. I have a question maybe Ksenia can answer. Is there much pro wrestling in Ukraine that you know of?
No, unfortunately I didn't ever attend such an event anywhere in the world. And actually I don't know if we hold such an event in Ukraine. I think no.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions from the floor? Gone quiet.
もし日本語でもご質問ありましたら、訳させていただきます。
Ksenia, can you explain where you're from and how you managed to get to Japan?
Originally I am from Luhansk region. It's an eastern part of Ukraine. But last 7 years I have been living in Kiev. So I came from Kiev. When the war began, I firstly went to Sweden. I have been there for 3 months, and then I arrived to Japan.
Okay. You say you're from Luhansk. Luhansk? You're from eastern Ukraine, right?
Oh, yes, that's right.
So the Russians are always saying that the people in eastern Ukraine want to be Russian. Can you give your answer to that?
All Ukrainians never wanted to be Russian, but it's true that a lot of families are very connected from Ukraine, Russia. They're very connected. For example, my family, all members of my family are from Russia. Only I was born in Ukraine. So it's a great example how Ukraine and Russia people are connected, really.
But do your family want to be ruled by Russia or Ukraine?
No.
Ukraine.
They want to be Ukrainian, of course.
Okay, thank you. More questions? Jim.
This is for Sasuke or Tanaka-san. Could you give us maybe your assessment of the current state of pro wrestling in Japan, how it competes against other sports like MMA or things like that, sumo? Just sort of give us an assessment of the state of pro wrestling in Japan. Thanks.
ステータス。
今現在、プロレスっていうのは、日本の、人気度というか認知度などはどうお考えですか？で他の MMA や、スポーツと比較したところでどういうご意見をお持ちですか？
すごくいいご質問をいただいてありがとうございます。実は先日石井光子先生とそのお話をしたばかりで、石井光子先生なんかはアメリカご経験もすごくおありなんで、なんで日本のプロレスというのはこんなに評価されてないのかということをおっしゃっていただいて、すごく涙が出るほど嬉しかったですね。アメリカはもちろんプロレスは国民的スポーツで、メキシコなんかに至ってはもうプロレスは国技で、じゃあ日本は何なのかというと、人気はすごくもちろんあります。毎週地上波でテレビ中継してるぐらいですからあります。ただ非常に社会的地位は低いと思います。ぜひその点はもう、石井光子先生になんとかこうお力をいただいてですね、底上げ運動をやっていきたいと思っておりますね。はい。どうでしょうか、田中さん。
はい。
ちょっと待って。
Okay, should interpret once up to there? Okay, so we've just had this very, very interesting conversation regarding this question. Thank you very much for such a question. And Ishii-san is very experienced with U.S. culture. She spent a lot of time there. And yes, being in Japan, yes, she asks, why is professional wrestling so undervalued? In Japan and in the United States, extremely popular nationally. In Mexico, it's literally a national sport. In Japan, it's popular, but somehow its social status and acceptance remains quite low. And we would like to have somebody like Ishii-san and to help us raise the profile and the acceptance of our sport in Japan.
Tanaka-san?
そうですね、僕プロレスラーやってるんですっていろんな人に言うときに、昔は見てたんだけどねっていうのは、昔本当にプロレスっていうのは僕ら子供の時代っていうのはゴールデンタイム8時とか夜の8時ぐらいから1時間ぐらいずっとやってたので、僕らもその世代なんで、それを見てプロレスラーになって憧れたっていうのは、実際そういう選手っていうのは僕らの世代では多いんですけど、今その地上波っていうのが今深夜になったりとか言って人気がちょっと下降した部分もあったんですけども、ここ近年プ女子っていう言葉も出てきて、人気もそのゴールデンタイムやってた頃よりに近づくように頑張ってる状態では、プロレスラーみんなその状態に近づけようとして頑張ってるので、はい、まずは本当に会場に足を運んでいただいて、プロレスっていうのはこういうもんだよ、こんなに面白いんだよっていうのを、生で見ていただければなっていう感じではあるので、はい、僕らはそれをどうお客様を会場に足を運んでいただけるかっていうのは、最大重要な点だと思うんですけど、今回本当に多古町で、無料で観戦に来ていただけるっていうのは、プロレスの興味を持っていただく大チャンスだと思うんで、そういう大会は本当にもう選手一丸となって外せない試合をしなきゃいけないなっていうのは考えてます。まずそこから少しずつ国技である相撲とかプロ野球とかそういうのに近づいていければなとは思います。はい。
Okay. Yes, when I tell people I'm a wrestler, a lot of people respond, "Oh, yes, I used to watch wrestling, and in my generation, when I was a kid, it was on primetime television every night, literally after 8 p.m. And then it got delayed broadcast in the very wee hours of the night and so forth. And then in recent years, the interest was diverted to other areas of it, like girls wrestling, professional wrestling. And first, I think we really have to bring the people back to the wrestling halls. And I think that Takomachi is going to give us this wonderful opportunity for everybody to see it live and see what the excitement is in the flesh. And the event is going to be free in Takomachi, and this is one of the big reasons we're taking it to places like that. It's a big chance to see for people to see how enjoyable it is, and we'd like to win back the kind of status that sumo and baseball and other sports enjoy in Japan at this moment.
Okay, thank you. It's 2:49. Ishii-san, I was told you had to leave at 2:50.
Okay.
If you want to say anything else before you leave, please.
Thank you very much for gathering for us, and I'm looking forward to go to the Taco Festival this year. And actually, I'd like to help the professional wrestling team to social status up, a little grade up stage, to be coming back and join a really enjoyable sport. I would like to keep hoping that professional wrestling will coming back to our fans, get more fans to the broadcasting time like 8 p.m. and all the kids will join the live pro wrestling broadcasting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ishii-san.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for helping me.
Thank you.
We're still open for questions for the other members here, if anybody wants to ask questions. I have a question for Sasuke-san. Sports and politics, how do you see sports and politics mixing?
いやこれhow mixing どういうでも政治というのは誰かがおっしゃったようにその国民の生活そのものだと思ってますんでなんだろうプロレスラーだからとか誰だからというのではなくてじゃあ私はなぜあの時2003年立候補したのかというとちょっとこれ石井先生も帰るタイミングなんであれですけどね実はその前年2002年に岩手県で乳幼児がたらい回しにあって病院受け入れ先なくって亡くなったっていう事件があってそれに私怒って岩手県は赤ちゃん1人救えなかったっていうことに怒って立候補したんですね。だからそのプロレスラーだからとかじゃないんです全然。ただそれだけなんで石井先生ありがとうございました。すみませんありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。そうですね。だから私はプロレスラーじゃなくてもあの時は立候補してましたし、はい、一人の人間としてあの時立候補をしました。はい。で、いろいろあって、もうやめました。はい。ということですね。はい。
So the question was how does sports mix with politics? And he says, well, it's not politics so much as thinking about the daily lives of all Japanese people. Why did I run in 2003? In 2002, there was an incident in Iwate Prefecture where an infant died on its way to trying to find a hospital that could take it in. And in the end, he came away with Iwate couldn't even save a baby. So I think it was just my anger, my personal anger at the situation. And even had I not been a professional wrestler at the time, as one human being, I think I would have stepped up to try to do something.
A follow-up to that question is, what about sports and charity? I know in America and Europe, sports people do a lot of charitable work. Is that the same in Japan, or do you think sports could do more to help charities and, for example, refugees?
では、政治ではなくスポーツとチャリティーのつながりとかはどうお考えですか？アメリカですと かなりそういうチャリティーに向けて、アスリートとかがいろいろお金を企業は集めたりしますけど、日本ではいかがでしょうか。
じゃあね、私と田中さんと答えましょうか。はい、ね、じゃあまた私から。はい。そうですね。まず個人的にどうかプロレスラー個人としてどういうことをやってるかというと、なかなか個人ではできてないですね。ただプロレス団体、そのプロレスのチームごとに何かあれば常に募金活動をして、いろいろな場面、いろいろなところに募金はやってますね。はい。微力ながらですよね。だからそれは本当にプロスポーツという分野がやるべき役割だと思ってますね。はい。今までもこれからもそれはやっていくべきだと思いますね。
And on a personal level, I think as a wrestler, I probably haven't done enough, but the wrestling organizations to which we're under or affiliated to have many channels through which we are raising funds, and of course, as athletes, we always participate. And I think all professional sports should aim at such targets of raising funds.
Tanakaさん、you want to say something?
はい、うちの団体01っていうのは、今コロナ禍であまりチャリティー興行っていうのはできていないんですけども、コロナが流行ってくる前っていうのはうちの団体月に興行が1つ2つぐらいやって、あと、3試合4試合っていうのはもう本当無料でチャリティー興行っていうのが主だったんですよね。本当今そういうコロナ禍でチャリティーでしようっていうのがあまり大きくできてないんですけども、本当にコロナが明けてあれすれば、本当に他の団体ではできない01のチャリティー興行っていうのはまたどんどん増えていきますので、そこで本当に募金活動っていうのは常にやらせていただいてたので、またこのコロナが明けてチャリティー興行が頻繁にできるようになれば月に3度4度やっていけるかなと思っています。はい。
My organization, 01, before the corona, we were doing the big paid matches, and then we were also doing 3 or 4 months of charitable matches. But now that we're past corona, we think that charitable events and fundraising opportunities will increase significantly, and we're hoping to be back to 3 or 4 times a month to raise funds.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions from journalists here? Okay.
It's kind of a follow-up to the charity, the angle of using sports and government with charity and focusing on helping people. As this event is an important event in Chiba this coming weekend, is one of the goals to also be kind of a catalyst to inspire other Japanese cities and cultural groups and events to have similar events, places that aren't doing things already to help Ukraine? Is that also one of the goals, to maybe let people know, hey, we can do something small, medium, or large, with our own local region? Maybe both gentlemen could comment briefly.
Mary, you want to translate?
またお二人に質問なんですが、スポーツとチャリティーに関してまた伺いたいことがあります。この千葉でのイベントで、皆さんがそういうふうにして人を助けることができるんだと考えるきっかけにはなると思うんですが、そのインスピレーションの源としてお考えでしょうか。で、どういうふうにこういうものを発展させていけばよろしいんでしょうか。
じゃあ私からまた。はい。そうですね。とにかく プロレスの役割、プロレスラーがすべきことというものの、一つの、チャンネルの一つがこういったチャリティー活動だと思ってます。はい。プロレスラーはリングに立つこと、戦うことしかできない人種ですので、はい、そういうことですね。はい。
The role of professional wrestling and wrestlers like myself, of course, one major goal is to support charitable activities. And I feel that we can only stand before the fans. This is what we do, and it's certainly good to think that there are other great outcomes from that.
Tanaka-san, you have anything to add?
サスケさんが言われた通り、本当に試合することが、僕らそこにつながっていくと思うんですけど、まず本当に来ていただいた人が、僕らも何度叩き潰されても向かっていく、立ち上がるっていうのがプロレスラーだと思っているので、それを見ていただいて、またこう気持ちが落ち込んだ時にそれを見ていただいて、よしプロレスラーがこんだけ頑張ってんだ、また明日から頑張ろうっていう、そういう思いを持ってくれたらいいかなと僕は思いますね。はい。でまずそういうチャリティーでしかやっぱプロレスを見れない方もいるし、チャンスがない方もいると思うので、そういう人たちの前でそう思っていただければ、はい、プロレスラー冥利に尽きるんじゃないかなと思います。はい。
Okay. Like Sasuke-san said, our mission is to fight. No matter how many times we are knocked down, we stand up again and we're back in the fight. And we hope that that is giving people, just by watching that, some inspiration and hope in their own lives that they could really make a difference if they tried. And yes, charity events are the only way some people even see the wrestling events. So that's another reason we think it's important to continue.
Okay, thank you. We're out of time. I want to give the last word to Ksenia. If you have any final words that you want to say, please say something.
I want to say again that it's an honor to be here, and thank you so much for the invitation. And I'm very thankful from all Ukrainian people that you hold this event to raise money for Ukrainian people. They really do their best for Ukraine's freedom. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank Ishii Mitsuko-san, who's not here anymore, Arai-san, who's the promoter, and Jin Koso, who's also the promoter, and I think will be available after we finish for questions if you have any. I want to thank Mary Corbett for interpreting, along with Ishii-san. And of course, I want to thank Tanaka-san and the great Sasuke for coming along and presenting their project today. So we are finished. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.